good, YouTube? Back at it again with yet another
banger.
Why he say banger? Not even look. What's good, YouTube? Back at it again with yet another banger. In today's video, we're gonna continue taking apart my motor. If you guys watched the last video, we got this far. Right now, we're gonna go ahead and take off this radiator support, take off the intake, go ahead and start taking apart the harness from the ECU down here. Drain the cooling. A bunch of stuff's gonna be happening. So with all that being said, if you're hyped, let me know in the comments down below, and let's get right into it.
Allentown, PA is 4 degrees minus, and we're still working with this heater.
If y'all some real OGs, y'all know what this was.
Bobby.
About to put a flashback in real quick.
Sparkling.
Alright, let's go ahead and start. Alright, you guys, so we went ahead and loosened this. There's a nut and a screw under here. As you can see, this is loose. Basically, the whole radiator support is loose. Up front right here, we got all of this loose. So we can go ahead and just kind of pull this to the side. And then there's a bracket right here. I don't want to take out any of this. I'm actually going to be taking off the power steering pump from the engine and just setting it to the side. Also, the AC compressor, I'm going to be putting it to the side. And the AC condenser, I'm going to be putting it to the side. And yeah, so let's get right into it. First thing we gotta do is drain the coolant. So my dad's already under there. Just open this so I can breathe, and then let's keep going. Alright, yeah, so as you can see, we disconnected the radiator support. We put it to the side. We got the radiator right there, the fans are in the back. This condenser, we kind of just finagled it, unbolted all, and just set it kind of to the side. We have the chair there holding it up. Next thing we're going to do right now is loosen these pulleys, these two tensioner pulleys, and then go ahead and take this belt off. So we can go ahead and take this power steering pump and set it to the side, and then loosen this bracket right here that holds on to the compressor. And then we're going to go ahead and take it off and then put it on here as well. And then basically it's just taking out the harness and then anything else that connects around the engine, and we should be good to go. But yeah, we're in the process, so
Banger. Banger. Banger.
Last thing you guys saw was me saying I was going to take the belt off. So what I did was I loosened these pulleys, sort of loose, went ahead and took the belt off, and then unbolted the power steering pump. So this is free. I can actually move this over. And then if you guys see over here, same with this. I went ahead and loosened this, put it on top of the frame, and then that gave me a way to put this on top of here. And then if you guys see, we have the harness here. So I just went inside, and I'm going to show you guys where you need to disconnect. It's basically the main connector going to the ECU, this other connector, and then this is for the grounds. And then there's these three right here. They're all different. That go right there. Alright guys, so right now it's like below zero. So that's going to be it for today. We're going to go ahead and leave this for another day.
Yeah, below zero.
But we'll see you in like 1 second, right? 1 second. Here, do the snap thing again.
1, 2, 3.
Alrighty. That last clip I recorded that I said I was going to save the rest for tomorrow. We actually ended up doing more. I'm recording on my phone because my camera's dead. So basically, all we got left is the trans bolts, which are all of these. The starter, obviously, because it's connected to the trans. And then, if you go all the way back of the trans, there's one connector, little connector, that I couldn't get out. So I just left it there. But we went ahead and went all around, make sure nothing is connected to the firewall or inside the car. And we loosened all of that. And then, I don't know how well you guys can see in there. You're not going to be able to see. But we ended up taking out all the bolts for the headers. So yeah, it's basically ready to come out. And for real, now I'll see you tomorrow or the next day or in a second. So let's go. All right, y'all, we back. Last thing I showed you guys was the engine's pretty much ready to pull out. That being said, I need to get this thing ready to go in there. So right now what we're gonna do is go ahead and finish up resealing this motor. So I got most of the gaskets here, all the gaskets I'm gonna put on. There's some I still have upstairs because I'm not putting on yet because I have to wait till I get stuff out of that motor to put on, like these gaskets right here. Can't put those on yet. Exhaust gaskets, can't put those on yet. So yeah, that's what we're gonna be doing right now. Let me go ahead and show you the gaskets we are gonna be putting on right now. So as you can see, I got the valve covers. The reason I got the valve covers is because the spark plug seals are actually built into this valve cover, which are right there. You cannot replace those. And it's nice to have brand new valve covers because these are all old and dirty. So they weren't that expensive, so I got them. Next thing we're going to be doing is right here. These two seals are for the oil cooler right here. These are known to leak right around here. I'm going to be going ahead and replacing those seals too. If you see right here, we have this crankshaft seal, front main seal, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to be replacing that. Right here we have upper oil pan gasket. Comes with the RTV. I am going to be using this one for my job. Shout out to Alex. I went ahead and bought these valve cover gaskets, not knowing this was going to come with valve cover gaskets, so I'm just going to be using these and having those as spare, I guess. And then there's an oil pan gasket right here. I'm going to be using this and as well a little bit of RTV just to make sure that seals really good. Right here we have a new thermostat and the thermostat gasket. It's in there. And last but not least, for right now, we're going to go ahead and replace in this lower plenum gasket and then the actual plenum gasket. Alright guys, so we're going to go ahead and start off with the valve covers. It has a couple bolts running all around it. Then we just got to make sure we take these off. And then I'll hook these clips for the harness going around here. Also, there's a line right here I need to disconnect. And then those should basically just come off. The new one right here, as you can see, I got this pretty much all really clean. You want to make sure you clean really well in there because they put RTV on there from the factory. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put little dabs of RTV in the corners, like right there, so I can put the gasket in and it can hold it. So when I flip it upside down and put it down, it holds. And then I'm probably going to put a little thin layer of RTV around right here, maybe like some spots around if I get OCD. Just a really thin layer because we do have that rubber gasket and that's going to do its job. So after we do that, we're good to put it in. Go ahead and put the bolts in and then just wait a little bit. Don't tighten them all the way because we got to let the RTV seal, and then we come back around like an hour and then go ahead and torque everything down. So let's go. Alright guys, well I went ahead and took off the other side. As you can see, I'm working on cleaning it right now. You really want to get in this area really good because they use RTV from factory in this area. So you want to clean that off as best you can. So I'm just working on cleaning this. After I clean it, I'm going to go ahead and put the gasket on the new valve cover and then go ahead and put a little bit RTV on some spots like this side and some corners.
We'll go ahead and tighten that up and then get ready to start working on the other stuff. Alright guys, so we went ahead and finished both of the valve covers. As you can see, the brand new valve covers are on. Didn't torque them all the way down. Let me try to show you guys that. As you can see in there, they're not threaded all the way in. While we're waiting for that to cure, we're going to move on to the next gasket. Alright guys, so the next part of the puzzle is going to be this thermostat right here. So it's built, the thermostat is actually built into the housing. So we got the new housing and the thermostat. It also came with this gasket. I'm going to be putting this gasket on, as well as some RTV around it. This is where the thermostat on the 350Z sits. So it's just 3 10mm bolts. We got to crank that loose. Go ahead and clean that up, then throw the new thermostat on. Alright guys, the next part of the puzzle is if you come down here, we have the pulley. We gotta go ahead and zap this out because there is a seal in front of it. It's called the crankshaft seal or the front main seal, whatever you want to call it. It's basically like this little rubber piece. Try to open it right here. If you take it out, this is basically all it is. You want to hammer that in there. Take the old one out. I had a big leak, like all around here. It was really crusty. As you guys can tell, there's still some residue. I'm not sure what it was from. If it was the upper oil pan, if it was down here, it was leaking itself, or this maybe carried on over here. But I'm replacing everything in this general area, including this seal, which I'm pretty sure it was. So we make sure we don't have that leak again. So I'm gonna show you guys. We're just gonna zap this out. Go ahead and take that seal out and hammer a new one in. Let's do that right now. Alright guys, I didn't get that time lapse for you, but I was kind of struggling to get the crank pulley out. Ended up using the gun. It didn't want to work at first, but then I started going forward and backwards, forward and backwards, and it started working. So as you can see, we got it off. This is the new one. I just got to hammer it on. I went in and cleaned all around this. I found out it wasn't really leaking that bad from this, but it's still good to replace. It was really leaking bad from right here. You can see they didn't use a lot of RTV. So I got that all cleaned up. I'm going to go ahead and hammer that in with the rubber mallet right there, and then go ahead and flip the engine over and start working at the bottom. Let's get it. Alright, so next up, I'm going to use this seal right here. It goes right behind this oil cooler. I'm going to go ahead and unbolt this right here. Show you guys. It's a whole filler neck that goes into the block. I'm going to unscrew that. I'll show you guys when I have that out. And then the seal just goes right in back of that. I'm going to go ahead and clean all that up, pop the seal in, and then go ahead and torque that to spec. That's 25 foot-pounds. So let's go ahead and do that. So you guys can see I'm wiping it down with a rag, and this is the actual seal itself. Doesn't fit very snug, just kind of loosely in there. Alright guys, and before you put the seal in, you want to make sure you lube it up a little bit. Go ahead and slide it back into the position, and then like I said, go ahead and torque it down to 25 foot-pounds of torque. You do not want to over torque this, because if you over torque it, you might squish it, and it's going to end up leaking. So let's go ahead and do that, and we'll move on to the rest. Yeah, it's another day, but we're back. Right now, what I'm going ahead and doing, I went ahead and flipped this over. I'm I'm going to go ahead and take this upper oil pan off and then take this lower oil pan off. Alright guys, so I went ahead and got rid of all these bolts. There's actually some bolts inside as well. Already went ahead and took this off. It's laying there on the floor. I got all the bolts organized. I got this clean space right here. I'm going to go ahead and lift this up and then go ahead and place it right there. After I place it right there, I'm going to go ahead and clean this side and then go ahead and clean inside of this lower oil pan, and then I'm going to go to the block and go ahead and clean the excess gasket material that's all around and make sure nothing goes inside the actual engine, because that would be bad. And then we can go ahead and start putting everything back together. So let's do that. Alright, so we got that on the floor. If I come around here, you'll also see these seals that are right here. Those are also important. I'm going to be needing to put those back in. I have a set of new ones. And then, like I said, we're just going to clean all around here, making sure nothing gets in the engine itself, and then clean that. Alright guys, I'm recording my phone right now, so don't mind the quality. But I got all this cleaned up. And then I went ahead and cleaned this up as well, as you can see. And then I leave the gasket all around, just a little bit at the edges right there, because I do have some more on here. And I have the seals. So those are the seals. And then these are the old ones. The other ones right there. And then these orange things right here, or these two things right here, I got new ones of those as well. I'm going to go ahead and just set that on there. Put the bolts on loosely. Wait about like 30 minutes to an hour, and then go ahead and torque them down. Shout out to Alex for letting me use this, because this is way easier than using a ratchet. This would have took me like 20 more minutes if I had a regular ratchet. So yeah, again, shout out to Alex, and we're gonna go ahead and keep going. Alright guys, so that's pretty much it for tonight. I went ahead and torqued everything down. As you can see, we got a nice even layer of the gray stuff, the RTV inside as well. You can see all around. I went ahead and torqued that down like I said. I'm going to go ahead and put this oil pan on. I used this gasket that I bought and some RTV around the edges at the end. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on, torque that down, and then we should be good for the bottom portion. That's all I'm going to be doing for tonight. So I'll see you next time.
What's up, guys? I'm back.
Oh my god.
Alright, so we was just downstairs working on the car. We got a bunch of stuff done. I didn't bring my camera down. But we're about to go down there right now and catch you guys up on what we got going on. Alright, y'all, follow me. Oops, come over here. We cleaned up a little bit, so we can actually walk through here. And if you guys look over here, yes, we got a lot done. So last time you guys seen, coming close, we went ahead and did the oil pan and upper and lower. So this morning we went ahead and put in the upper plenum, went ahead and put in the spark plugs and the coil packs, as well as some accessories like the crankshaft pulley. We put it back on, and then these two tensioners from the older engine. Jacking myself up, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
How things are gonna work for me, and it's so wonderful. It's all for real. I'm telling you just how I feel, so thank God that it's
Right now we're about to go ahead and turn this on, and then go ahead and slip under the car, get to those trans bolts, break them loose, and then use this thing to go ahead and take them out. And therefore our trans is loose, and then we'll come back and go ahead and loosen the trans, move it back, and then this thing should come right out. I'm about to start choking, but currently we're trying to loosen the bolts for the bell housing on the transmission. We got two left. Those two you gotta get from the top. So that's where we're at right now. Took a little break. Shout out to Yacine. I know y'all remember my boy Yacine's car. He's got some lowering spring. His wheels is coming in the mail. About to get this thing painted soon. I'm gonna be uploading all of that to my YouTube as well. So stay tuned if you guys like that build. That was loud.
Don't put that in the video. You're gonna get him in trouble.
That was loud. So, like I said, there was 2 bolts left up there. I think I'm gonna leave those for another day. We got a lot of stuff done with this right here. So I'll probably come back tomorrow, go ahead and take that trans off, and then pull out the motor. See ya. Alright guys, so we're getting everything clear because we went ahead and loosened those motor mounts. And as you guys can see right here, these are the motor mount bolts. And then we went ahead and loosened everything from here. The trans is loose, so we can go ahead and wiggle this out. The harness that goes down to the trans is loose, so it's pretty much ready to come out. So we're trying to make room so we can get this crank out here, making all the space we can, and let's do this. Alright you guys, so we went ahead and pried it off the transmission, and just making sure this comes off all nice and smooth. There you go. There it is. It's out. Let's go. Woo! Woo! Celebrate tonight. It's out. Bro, are you on pause right now? Serious?
What?
Damn, she's on pause. Alright, yeah, so the engine's out. I have no idea what's next, so I'll see you guys when I got a plan. Alright guys, so as you know, we got it all out. It's the next day now. I'm pretty sure this is where I'm going to end today's video because we went ahead and got it out. So next things on the list is probably cleaning this engine bay a little bit. Then going ahead, I want to try to clean up, like shine up this plenum and this front cover, and then clean up the sides a little bit more. After that, I'm going to go ahead and wrap all these hoses and wires over this engine to get this engine to go back in the car. But that's going to be on the next video, so that's pretty much it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for supporting. Leave a comment down below what you guys think. Leave a like on this video. And as always guys, thank you for watching. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace.